Hi and welcome back to a new art journaling video. Today I'm sharing another simple page using distress inks, and I do a lot of layering and create texture with them. I'm working in a watercolor book today and I didn't use any gesso to prime the pages. I have already one layer of distress ink on the page. I used the makeup brush lying on the right side to blend the ink, and now I spritz water through a stencil to create the pattern to my background. I let the water sit for a few seconds before I dry it with a paper towel. I'm repeating this process with other distress inks in blue. I believe I used almost every blue I had in my stash. I will make a list in the description box of the colors I used on this page. I dry each layer in between because I don't want to ruin the layers underneath, and when they are dry it would take a while to reactivate them with water, so this works pretty nice. After everything is dry, I've also dried my stencil. I go in with the ink and the blending tool directly with that stencil, and this creates a nice pattern on top of this, and this makes it look very more dimensional. To clean my stencil in between, I spritz the colored side with water and press it to the left side of my journal so I don't waste any ink, and I have also some nice pattern on the other side to start a new page. I pick a film brush and dip it into water and create some splatters onto the page. This also will make the ink react with the water and create some nice white splatters. I'm going to prepare my main images now because I need my background to become completely dry, as I want to go in with some embossing. I could have done the embossing before I create the page because embossing is a resist against the distress inks, but I didn't know that I want to use embossing when I started this background. I'm using watercolor paper and stamped the Rubber Dance Crazy Flowers with embossing ink, and emboss it with white powder. I use the distress inks also to color in the flowers, and I use a very quick technique. I use a piece of baking mat because the ink works better on the baking mat instead of the glass plate. On the glass plate you will not get these tiny dots. And I just dip my paper into the ink and create a random coloring for my flowers. After I've cut out all the flowers, I decide to add a little bit more pink to each of them, and not too much, so I dip every color separately into the picked raspberry. I made sure that my page is completely dry. I tested it by sprinkling some embossing powder on top, and I had a look if everything will fall off, and that worked. So I go in with one of our doodle border stamps and embossing ink and just create a frame around my page. I decided that I want to have more white splatters on my page, so I'm picking some white liquid watercolor and add some splatters. I decided to add 3 of the flowers to my page, and I'm giving them some stamps with a white uniPosca marker. You could also use a embossing marker and paint your leaves and stamps and emboss it with white powder. Now I will add my title. It's a pretty simple one. I just want to stamp flowers, and I picked our alphabet Uno stamp set and one of my jelly printed backgrounds, also in some orange color tones, and stamped the letters to it, and then I cut them into squares and glue them to my page. And here you can see the finished page. I really love how the flowers pop up from the background because of the complementary colors. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope we see us next time. Bye!